Welcome to Yerba Talks.
Welcome to the Aftershow. I am Max. This is Kat, and I got him a new ball, and it has a little rattle inside, and he's loving it. All right, we already have Isa with us. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm wiped out and exhausted. I'm sure you are too, but I think boy, this debate was something.
Yeah, but better than some of the last ones we've had. At least I probably said it best. I watched part of that one, surprisingly friendly one for a change. Yeah, it was quite good in that sense. All right, let's get the link put up there, and I'll pin it. And before we go into it, make sure to do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and just subscribe to Yerba Mate Talks. And that way we can share the love for the channel. I'm sorry, I just realized that the freaking cat put a hole in my t-shirt, so disregard it. Never mind. I'll hide it below the desk. There we go. Because I mean, Bezos is going to come and say Max has a hole in his t-shirt. All right. We did all the things. The link is there. Let's just get started. Isa, would you like to start, or should I?
I'll start.
You got it.
Do you want to do? Should we just do each opening?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. So we start off with WifiGospel's opening.
No, the other way around.
No, sorry, it was Planet Peterson. Planet Peterson started first, right? Yeah, his opening was really good. I think he really engaged all the points he needed to for this. I think his best argument, in my opinion, was where he said that, like, if you did have Christian nationalism, which Christian denomination would be in charge? Who's going to be in control? We've seen many Christians battle and fight each other out on the battlefield, saying that their ideology was correct. And I honestly think that just does it in. I think anybody who says that a religious theology is the best way to go, or that, like, Islamic nationalism, Jewish nationalism, Christian nationalism, Buddhism, Hinduism nationalism, you just bring that in and say, well, you have many factions. Which one rules? Which is the correct faction? There's no right answer to that, and that means the whole thing collapses. And I think Peterson just really killed it on that. I don't think there's any rebuttal to that. I think it's so strong, it's so airtight, and I think there's really no way to escape it. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree on Planet Peterson's opening. I do have one nitpick in the fact that a lot more emphasis has to be put on the fact that the different Christian denominations consider each other heretics. And heresy, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad to be a heretic. So yeah, you're right. That is the best argument. But no one ever like really drives it home. Like, okay, you people think that you're heretics and that you're not brothers in Christ, that that group, because they believe something a little bit different than you, they are not true Christians, and the penalties for heresy, yada yada. I think that is kind of what is missing from that argument.
Actually, I
Oh,
strongly agree with you.
Basil is already crashing out.
I strongly agree with you. Actually, I think that is a really good argument. It's not only it's more than that. You're right. If Peterson really would have finished it, if he's like, not only do we not know who the correct person to run the Christian world would be, wouldn't they deem all the other Christian narratives heresies, thus, destroying other Christian groups? Is this the kind of nationalism you want? Is this like I don't know, kind of like a cancerous metastasizing illness that will just destroy the community? You put this one group in charge that calls itself Christian, it's going to destroy all the other Christianities, and is that good? What does that even mean? And that's why, like, we had the whole conversation with Dr. J. So,
Basil is already crashing out. No shit, Sherlock. But let's ask Dr. J, because he's a good guy. He and Max played Twister. I mean, Dr. J is a good guy. And I don't understand how you cannot see that you can be friends with people and debate and disagree and yada yada. Like, Isa and I disagree in a bunch of things, but we are friends and we respect each other enough so that we can argue about stuff and go about our day still being friends. Don't see the problem in that. And Basil, let me just say that your obsession with other people's bodies is a little bit unsettling. A little bit unsettling. Just, I'll say that. All right, Isa, WifiGospel.
It was a collapse. He doesn't know what an ecological fallacy is. And he brought that up. I'm like, because I actually have to deal with that in public health and social work.
I've never heard that one. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's not something that you would use in this kind of space. It's the fallacy basically of an ecological fallacy is basically where you conflate when you're looking at like the individual, like the micro with the macro. So it's like you're saying, hey, I see this there's this kind of relationship where you see, well, hey, this individual, let's say like an individual or a couple individuals have cancer. And the ecological fallacy would be, no, this is right. You take a few individuals and you say, hey, there seems to be this kind of correlation, and then you take what you see with those individuals and you superimpose it onto on major groups of people. That's the problem. You can't just take what you see with a couple individuals and say, well, that's that, because that is true with these individuals, this then represents the larger whole. And that's not what Planner Peterson did. Planner Peterson was completely logical in what he was saying. He was like, if you have a small group of people that if you have these factions that exist and they're in conflict with each other, how would this system work? And he doesn't answer that. He really kind of skirted around. He really didn't give us any direct answers of how this works. He's just like, it does work. It will work. And, it's so nice and it's so good. He couldn't really define what a Christian nationalism was. He didn't tell us because see, the problem is you can't really tell us what Christian nationalism is because the master of what is called Christianity was not a nationalist. He didn't believe in nationalism. He didn't believe in statehood. He didn't care about kings and queens and, ruling and like, at least in this world, having governance in this world. So I'm like, if your master doesn't care about a nationalist agenda, how can you superimpose this master onto your agenda? And I don't know, that's what I would have done if I was debating this. I would have even gotten different than what Peterson did. I would have been like, your master doesn't, well, he does it a little bit later on in the discussion, but I'm like, your master doesn't, condone what you're doing. You're just making up stuff, and then you're trying to, back him with the check,
Yeah. It always gets me when they try to say, oh, it's Christian ethics. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I have that gripe with people like Andrew Wilson. I've had that. for so long that I want to actually have that talk with him. So hopefully it happens at some point. Oh, before I give my thoughts on Wi-Fi Gospel's opening, I will be back on MDD this Saturday, debating with my partner is a political commentator called Kat with a K, and we are debating Team Thorpe. The topic will be, are women held accountable? So yeah, I love that I get a chance to talk about that, because the last time I was like exploding from some of the stuff that guy, the Fugazi guy, was saying. And yeah, I am pretty excited for Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. Now, they both defined Christian nationalism. What I think happened with Wi-Fi Gospel is that he gives us the wishy-washy situation of what Christian nationalism would be, and that is, in my opinion, a little bit dishonest, to be completely transparent, because of some of the stuff that was brought up later in the open discussion, like, for example, blasphemy laws and that kind of stuff, because it starts getting into murky territory. Like, what if I want to wear a T-shirt of Jesus in a gay orgy, right? Would they allow that? Probably not. And what would be my punishment? So my freedom to wear what I want is just because it's blasphemous to some people, then I am less free. I do not support that. And of course, we also have the historical. So I think his opening was, even though he tried to define it, like you said, Isa, I don't think he succeeded very well, because his definition is, he's trying to dress it up as better than it actually is, and I don't think that's fair. We have so many examples of Christian nationalism doing really bad stuff in all through history. So
and I think the biggest problem that we see later on throughout like the open discussion is that he kind of tries to smuggle in, he tries to bring in the founding fathers, and he makes a whole case for that, and I'm like, the founding fathers would not fit your definition of Christian at all. A lot of them would be maybe Unitarian, non-Trinitarian Christians, deists. None of them would fit your Orthodox perspective of Christianity. So I'm like, they're not really a good group to go to. He doesn't really. He brought up some guy who was kind of promoting Christian nationalism and kind of heralding this person, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it didn't work. Like, it just didn't. It did not. I think it went better in his head than it really came out on paper. That's kind of what I felt listening to him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do have to say, last night I made a prediction that he was going to precept all over this, and I do have to say, I do have to admit, I was wrong. My prediction did not come true. So, yeah, mea culpa there. But it's good to actually see Wi-Fi Gospel engaging with a debate and not just doing that very lazy thing. I agree with this. Wi-Fi is a terrible person. He does not believe women should vote. Normalizing him in any way is in itself repugnant. He deserves ridicule. I generally agree. But I don't know. It depends on your style. Like, I would have lost my ribs laughing at that, because then he also said that not everyone should vote. It's like, oh, okay, so you want you and your friends to vote, just that. So you don't love democracy. You prefer that your little group of tyrant friends is the one that actually rules.
I feel you. And I was thinking about, we had a monumentous election in the United States where a lot of it went blue. Like, most people went Democratic. and it's kind of it's an analysis on our current administration. To be quite honest, it wasn't just that the people want to vote blue. People are very upset about this current administration. And they went hard, and Mamdani was elected in New York, and that's a huge thing. You went against one of like the biggest families in politics, the Cuomo family. And they had $1 billion backing, and it kind of speaks volumes that people are just, they don't want certain things, they don't want this kind of stuff, and I think this is a really fascinating kind of an indictment on our society here, particularly in the United States, where people are just like, yeah, we want this. I'm like, a lot of people don't want what you're selling. They don't want this thing. They want their freedom. They want resources. And I think Peterson really goes hard. He's like, oh yeah, you're so good. Are you helping poor people? No. All your evangelicals, they're not helping poor people. The evangelicals, they're not they're going and killing and murdering people across the ocean. What are the evangelicals doing that's actually has to do anything to do with Jesus? Oh yeah, pretty much nothing. And WifiGospel had no answer to this. I'm like, dude, that's damning, man. You have to have an answer to this thing. He had no answer. It was embarrassing.
It is. Basil says, you're okay with ridiculing Whitsitt, but will hold back on MD debaters. I have never held back on anyone. I don't know if you realize that I laughed at both of the derplings that I debated last time. I told the guy that stayed, that great guy, I called him a senile old man, and laughed at him when he refused to talk to me because he just couldn't handle the heat. So, Basil, I think you should need to get checked out because you're not seeing reality properly, I think. There's a problem between your perception and your internalization of things that it's not good. Then, we go to the open discussion. And from the start, Wi-Fi's strategy of trying to make Planet Peterson change the prompt so he would call victory, and I'm glad that Eric actually caught the strategy and said, no, I reject that. We're staying with this prompt, and we're going to talk about it. I think that was great, but a little bit of a scummy tactic, Wi-Fi. Yeah. Yellow. I think it's because you didn't say much during that debate, or did you talk more and I missed it? I mean, you seem to not have listened. That every time I spoke, they both started flailing, and then Rob rage quit. Then the other derpling refused to talk to me because he just could not handle every time I spoke. So I told you, I did speak less than Craig, but my effectiveness was 100%. So I'd rather take 100% effectiveness than just talk and mess it up. I don't know what your problem is with that. And when you're in a conversation with 4 people, I mean, there are going to be inevitably imbalances on who talks more than someone else. So, Mr. Riemann, hello. So I think that was the thing that caught my attention the most from WifiGospel was the thing that beginning strategy of trying to weasel out of the prompt. Hey, that was bad. That's a bad look. Really, really bad. For the most part, the conversation went fairly well, compared to some of the other things, dumpster fires we've had recently. I think the best argument is what would happen. And I did ask Jim Bob when we did secular humanism versus Christianity, what would your theocracy look like? And he did not want to talk about that one bit. So, because they know what happens when they actually go down that route. And we have actually historical examples of what happens when things get out of hand with the Christians. Did I provide critiques of the debate, or did he wait for after? Basil, you need to understand one thing. When I am on my main account in the chat on MDD, I'm a moderator there. And as part of me being a moderator, there's the condition that I should not be debating people in the chat, right? And I cannot be confrontational and so on. So I do have to hold my my criticisms for later, or I'm sorry, I got distracted. Hey Max, hello. I can't just like debate people in the, or criticize the platform. Like that makes no sense. I don't know why you would expect that of me to do it like while there's a debate there. That is just nonsensical. And I do like my mod position there. I get to see the very derpy stuff that you guys do not get to see. That
Yeah,
people
we get
comment.
to see it.
Yeah, and oh boy, if you think that MDD's chat is wild,
look what's not covered.
You have no idea what the mods on there get to see. It is just amazing. Isa, what do you think about that thing that I was saying, WifiGospel trying to change the debate prompt at the beginning?
All right, I'm muted.
Yes.
It was disappointing. It's disappointing. I mean, I was very disappointed by the entire performance, but that definitely was just, it was not good. It was not. I think he knows to a certain degree that he kind of has a weak position. I think he kind of knows that. And his arguments just were really not good for it. He just could not really deal with anything like that was brought up. And I don't think we knew, like, did you think that you really got a definition of what Christian nationalism was for him? Like, do we have?
No, I think it was wishy-washy.
It felt like you saw God's Not Dead, right? Now you've seen it.
Yes, the first one. I saw that.
And the first one is the one you need to see to engage this. The way that they view Christianity, it's very wishy-washy. It's just like nice, goodness, butterflies, everything nice. We don't really know what Christianity is from that movie, right? We don't have a clue of what it is. We just know it's good. We know it's nice. We know it's right. We know it's logical. We know it's moral. But we don't know what it actually is. And I feel that that's what WifiGospel was kind of promoting. He was promoting a God's Not Dead Christianity, where it's nice, butterflies, warm feelings, put a cross on, and it's good.
Right. And also compared to the atheists, which are, they're portrayed as like these people
monsters.
Who, like it's their life is a mess, and like he gets run over by a car, and then suddenly he finds God in that moment. Like it's so bad. That movie was, I cringed the whole way through, Isa. Yeah, and cursed you a little bit while I was doing that.
I'm so sorry, but I mean, it's kind of a good movie to see the worldview of these people. I feel WifiGospel's view of the world is that movie. Like, you have the evil atheists that are just, their lives are messed up, They're unhappy. And you know what? They just need some Christian nationalism in their life. And then their life will be much better. Just get some Jesus in your life, man. Because you know what? You're going to drink wine and, contaminate, like wine that was out in the sun too long. And you're going to be pretentious, wearing tweed jackets and smoking pipes and, hating God because God took your mom away when you were a child. Like, it's ridiculous, but I think a lot of people, that's what they think atheists are. They think atheists are a bunch of troubled, traumatized people that actually really do believe in God, but reject God because of their trauma.
Yeah, and they it's like they secretly, or they are atheists because all they want to do is like sin and be immoral and yada yada. And it's like, yeah, you know that I've committed as much crime as I've wanted, and that's like zero or close to zero, right? So it always baffles me when people go down the route like, yeah, atheists, they just want to sin. That's why they don't believe in God. They don't want accountability. It's like, dude, it depends on who you speak, but I like accountability. And if I make a mistake, I will own up to it.
Do you know what one of my favorite writers, and actually movies made from his work, is Stephen King? Are you familiar with Stephen King's work? The Master of Horror?
No, I mean, I know who he is, but no, not really.
You should watch some of the movies like The Shining, The Mist, Carrie. Carrie is one of them. Christine.
Oh, I haven't seen The Shining or Carrie, but I know the
gist of the stories.
The gist, yes. Watching top 10 lists and so on.
So Carrie is really good for this because it shows you the inverse of what, like you saw God's Not Dead, where it critiques Christianity. Mm-hmm. Well, Stephen King critiques religion, and he goes hard in his critique of religion. He sees these religious bigots as people who are willing to kill and destroy everything, and usually the more skeptical person is the hero. And sometimes they're a drunk, sometimes they have limitations, but usually it's the skeptic that's the hero that overcomes the odds. And usually the religious bigot is the one who kind of is usually a villain or kind of perpetuates the difficulty and the trauma in the situation, whatever the horror situation is. And it's interesting to see that. I'm like, I wonder how someone like WifiGospel would look at Stephen King's oeuvre of work and be like, how do I engage this? Do I want my heroes to be these awful bigots that are controlling, the space? Because it would be pretty awful. I think about the 50s. I don't know how the 50s was in Uruguay, but the 50s in the United States was pretty horrible. It was a pretty horrible time, very racist, very bigoted, very pro-conformity. Just not a good time for people, But there are people who believe that was the golden age. They believe the 1950s was the golden age. So,
I would have to ask my parents if they have any reference for what the 50s. I don't think Uruguay was very racist ever, and we have always been sort of pioneers in human rights and so on. Just to give you a reference, we abolished slavery 40 years before the U.S. First country in the world to legalize marijuana. We have same-sex marriage. We recently passed euthanasia laws. Even back in the day, in the 1900s, the people that were technically on the Red Party, which is a right-leaning party, they were the ones that started implementing progressive policies like Social Security, women's vote, and so on. It was the right. The left happened after the 50s. sort of we had a dictatorship in response to the rise of certain left-leaning ideologies that were going all across South America. And then the US came and said, yeah, no, we don't want that. And that's when the dictatorship happened. But I don't know, Uruguay is like an outlier in a lot of senses like that. I think one of the best interactions that happened was also when Planet Peterson said that something like Christian nationalism could put the First Amendment and freedom of expression at risk. And I think he's right about that. And that also rarely gets brought up. Because blasphemy laws would have like a catastrophic effect in all sorts of interactions. Like, okay, are you going to limit it? And then if, let's say, you start banning, you ban porn, you ban blasphemy, where else do you go from there? Are you going to start banning violent video games, and then violent movies, and then violent books, and then are you going to start legislating how people have sex in their own houses, in their own rooms, and that kind of a thing? Like, where does it stop? If we start giving into taking our freedoms, how do we stop it? How does it stop? Right? I was going to super chat, but your mods silence me. See you on Saturday, says Basil for $5.
I feel kind of bad for this person. I really do. I think this person needs therapy.
I can't figure him out, because yesterday, for example, he made a really, really, really funny joke, and he told me, like, hey, if I were you, I wouldn't go on any boat ride. And I was like, yeah, dude, that is funny. That is a great joke. I don't have a problem if our interactions are like that. I mean, it's a joke at my expense, but I don't take myself too seriously. So I laughed at that. It's like, yeah, shouldn't be, boating while Latino, especially right now. Right? And I don't know. I can't figure him out sometimes. And he used to say, like, I like your channel. And then one day he got really pissy because he didn't like one thing I said on a debate with Witsit. And then he, like, completely flipped his lead. So I don't know. But in general, guys, unless it's something like egregious, let me do like the botting. But thank you, Basil, and I will see you on Saturday. What other thoughts do you have on the open discussion portion of the debate, Isa?
I think WifiGospel did really bad. I don't think I think what he did is he whitewashed his position. He didn't show any limitations of his position, and then he basically was like, well, the atheists are flawed. They it's like, that's why we need it. That's why we need it. He kept saying that, and I'm like, but you're not understanding what he's saying. You're like, I'm just going to smuggle all the rainbows and chocolates, coins, and I'm going to, smuggle all the good things in and say, well, that's what Christian nationalism is. And I don't like that. First of all, you need to define what it is. What makes something Christian nationalism? What makes it not Christian nationalism? Also, how does it link to Christianity? And I love that Dr. J was with us, because he's like, I don't know what this is. Christian nationalism, I have no idea what that means. And I'm with him, because like, I don't know what it means. If I was like, you got to tell me what this means, because I have no idea what it means.
It does look like a modernist interpretation, like I don't know, like an innovation, like a bid'ah.
Yeah, it does.
Hold on. Yeah. Oh, check this out. Big Fish says, "Oh, thank God, a chat with proper names." I don't know what the hell is happening with YouTube. But here, fortunately, the screen names that people select to show are always correct, and I love that because sometimes I don't know what's happening on other channels and how that's why that is going on like that. So after the freedom, then they talked a little bit about how do you consider oppression, right? Uh, and there's always this the paradox of intolerance, right? And okay, if someone wants to oppress someone else and we don't want to oppress, like, are we oppressing the oppressor? And I don't know, I think it's just a meaningless platitude. It's like, yeah, I'm not letting you oppress. Boo-hoo, who cares, right? That is always a funny thing to go down that route. um what else, uh, I didn't take notes because I was having uh, dinner. Isa, any other things we can bring up? Because I am drawing a blank right now.
Let's see. Well, going through the kind of analysis of what we saw, basically WifiGospel was kind of telling us that, Christianity, basically every maneuver that Peterson was bringing up, he was trying to bring in that Christianity was that thing, which I thought was strange and bizarre.
Yeah.
He just kept doing that, and I felt it was cordial, I guess, to a degree, but I felt that I feel the biggest loss. I feel like Wi-Fi really had a great case, and I really feel that Peterson really didn't. I mean, not Peterson. Wi-Fi didn't. Peterson had a great case, and Wi-Fi really brought nothing. He was just like, yeah, it was better than his last debate. It wasn't that nonsense. He was actually talking normally, which, believe
Yes. Yeah,
I
that's a plus.
it's a huge plus. He just talked like a normal person, and I'm like, good. Um, but I just don't think he had a case to bring. And I'm like, he didn't have a present. Neither of them had a presentation, and we haven't been seeing a lot of presentations lately, which is not a good thing. I think we should see more ordered presentations, and because that's something we like on this channel, and people have been falling of that of late. They have not any presentation prepared. Um, and I think it disrupts the organization. But like, he really just didn't have much to offer, and I think that that's why you're drawing blanks. It's you're like, what did he
Yeah.
actually offer in this conversation? He offered God's not dead Christianity, and that's it. Just it's whimsical, magical, good feeling things, and he didn't have any real engagement for any of the accusations brought up. Oh, I think Peterson brought up the Hebrew scriptures too. I think that came up as well, but it was like there was nothing brought to the case. So I think that's what hurt this debate is that he didn't have anything real to offer at all, and I think that it's bad.
Yeah.
You should have something to offer us.
He tried to go down the route of all of the debate tactics that I generally hate, like, for example, appealing to possibility. That this happened at the very beginning when he was saying, like, okay, is it impossible that Christian nationalism could be good for America? And he's like, well, I mean, I guess if lawlessness ever took over, it might be a step up to go down the Christian nationalist route, but appealing to the possibility of something being is not it's a fallacy. It's like, oh, it this is not logically impossible, then that's the case, it's like no. And that is something also Andrew Wilson does. It's like, okay, is it impossible that this would happen? No. And then the other one that he tried was but you could be a secular and still hold Christian values, and everything is Christian values. And that is just so lazy and boring. I hate that argument. Because, I mean, animals have moral codes. Animals don't kill within their in group. They might fight for, supremacy for females or whatever, but they generally do not kill within their in group. So animals have morality. So what are you even talking about? That it comes from Christianity? No, it's an evolutionary trait that is useful for the propagation of the species. That's about it. But everything, the Lego movie, they have that song, everything is awesome. I feel like when the ortho bros go out around, it's like everything is Christian, everything is Christian, everything is Christian, because Jesus is the best. It's such a weird take. Like, all of your laws and you're culturally. I've had people tell me that I'm culturally Christian. It was like, I investigated what Christianity was in depth after I had my moral code form when I was around like 11, 12. I started looking into it, and how it kind of comes and goes in phases. I had when I started meeting, people wearing crosses in high school and people wearing Stars of David and so on. I started like, I don't believe. I don't believe. Oh, Basil, I already told you it's 200 because you lost the previous one, so now it's more expensive. It's the don't be an asshole tax. Yeah, I think that those I hate those tactics, because the only people that do those tactics is because they have nothing. It's just conceding that you have absolutely jack shit if you're just appealing to possibility and then also kind of trying to claim it's basically a precept, right? It's not too different from saying, knowledge is possible because my God exists. You would have to prove that your God exists first. Check it out. Proby says animals from groups for the benefit of that. I don't understand why some people think that that's got some people try and misunderstand why people would too. Yes. And also, I mean, we have pre-Christian societies all over the world that had moral codes, because you can say whatever. Are you going to do it? Like, seriously? If you're going to do it, just you can PayPal, so that way YouTube doesn't take 30%. I'll get you a link. But you need to keep your cool. You need to not annoy everyone, because I mean, if it happens, I'll just either auction off or we'll do another goal and we'll get you banned again. Like, you need to be cool. I don't have a problem with you criticizing me or making jokes or whatever, but sometimes you go like way too far into it, right? Like, for example, the Chinese didn't meet the Christians until who knows when, right? And then they had a moral code. Oh, I was going to talk about the Aztecs. You can say whatever you want about the Aztec being savages that did human sacrifice and whatever, right? But they also had a moral code. Like, if you stole, if you did for the tribe, if you didn't follow the rules, whatever, then you will get punishments. So this idea that morals are exclusively Christian is just bullshit because of what I said, and also because Christian morals are an adaptation of Jewish morals. So if you want to go down that route, it's Jewish morals that you follow, not Christian morals, right? Isa,
Yeah.
you distracted. You booty calling again? I'm sorry.
You're
I
fine.
know.
You're good.
I heard you're on Discord. I heard.
Oh, on my Discord?
I heard it. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. It's just the two of us today. So
You're cute. You're funny.
It's all good. It's all good. What are your plans? Given that we don't have too much to talk about debate, what are your plans for DebateCon? What are you most excited for? Give us the rundown.
I have to recheck what's happening on Saturday.
We can check that.
Yeah, let's look at that, and then I'll tell you. I had to switch from Sunday because I work on Sunday, so I'm like, I got to get back.
But we'll be able to watch. We'll be able to watch
all the rest because they're going to get the special.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
I'll get the membership. And I did tell James that I appreciated him offering to send me the money for the membership, but that it's not necessary that the channel pays for it. So for those of you who are not willing to pay the membership, but we will do our big after show. And we'll let you know, give you a little bit of a summary of what's happening for the debate. Let's see what is happening Saturday. Thank you, Basil, for the $5. Says 1/40th of the way there. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tell us how Dr. J looked into your eyes and made you a Christian nationalist adjacent. No, but Dr. J is not a Christian. Like, he's a Christian, but not a nationalist. And he's definitely not a Christian nationalist. And not even adjacent. Like, Dr. J is one of the chillest Christians that I've ever met. Right? So, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's okay. I understood what you meant. I'm trying to go to see here the schedule. I'll have to go in 1 second. Boom. Get your tickets. DebateCon. Boom. Okay. So Saturday. We have Jake versus Planet Peterson, Christianity or secular humanism. VIP attendee backroom debate. Apostate Prophet versus Junior. Is Islam the one true religion? 2 p.m. VIP attendee backroom outnumber debate. Daniel Hakikachu versus 5 challengers. Stage debate 3 p.m. Mike Jones, Inspiring Philosophy versus the Richard Carrier. Does God exist? That's a good one. And then, Isa, you got the best debate. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Stage debate. Andrew Wilson versus Daniel Pikachu.
Oh, I'm glad that I'm there. That's great.
Christianity of Islam. That debate is going to be absolutely awful, and it's going to be great. I'm excited for that one because they both have the same lame strategies, and I'm all over.
Okay, so I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah, definitely.
So what was the VIP one? The backroom, Daniel versus Junior? Who's Junior?
No, Apostate Prophet versus Junior. I guess
who's Junior?
No idea. They don't have links on the page that I'm looking at. Basil for $5 says this one. Thank you, Basil. This one is for Mr. Ivan. He likes to suppress. I agree in free speech. Yes. So let me deal with let me deal with Basil. I mean, if you don't like it, just block him and don't worry about it. So Sunday, stage Jimbo versus Planet Peterson. Does naturalism explain reality better than theism? Then VIP attendee backroom. Ask me anything with Andrew Wilson. Oh. I have some questions. Stage debate: Rachel Wilson versus Craig on Sunday. Is feminism? Oh my God! It says more good or bad for society. VIP attendee backroom. Outnumber debate: Planet Peterson versus 5 challengers. Ultra VIP lunch social. I hate the VIP thing. Like we're all peace. Doesn't matter. State debate: apostate prophet versus Javad Hashmi, Christianity or Islam, which is more violent? And then Andrew Wilson versus Richard Carrier on Sunday night, Christianity or secular humanism, which is best for society. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the one I'm most looking for is the Daniel Pikachu versus Andrew Wilson. That one is going to be just freaking amazing. So what do you have any? You're still kind of limited in your movement, right, Isa?
I'm doing okay. I can walk,
okay.
but it's a little slow, but I'm making it.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. And well, so you're going to be meeting. Well, you already met Craig, and I don't know who else might be going, but if you see Isa, I mean, there's a commitment. You need to take a picture with everyone that asks for it, and then we'll make a little post and share you're the representative of the Yerba Mate community, Isa.
You got it.
Yeah. What is happening? What is this? Basil, come on, like seriously. I'm giving you opportunities and you like to throw them overboard. Hold on, I'm reading the. Do you have a? I should. Yeah, I probably won't be enough time. I'm so dumb. Wait, it's then it's. Isa, what size shirt are you?
I could fit like XL. I sometimes wear 2XL though. I like baggy clothes, but I could fit
You like
medium,
baggy?
large. Yeah, I like baggier. That's what I usually do.
Okay. I'll see if I can get you a shirt printed with the Yerba Mate Talks logo.
Oh, that would be
You know,
awesome.
so
And I'll wear it.
you represent.
Yeah, if you could do that, it'd be super awesome.
Yeah.
I'll wear it there for sure.
I'll look into that. Wait, who was it? Vanguard Shield. Thank you for that idea. Yes, I'll inquire how to get that done for you, and I'll probably get one for myself. Oh no, shit! I fucked up. Let me remove the pin. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. All right. Anything else we haven't covered yet? I mean, it was a long debate, but it didn't go like many places, or maybe it's because it wasn't that spicy that I didn't retain much of what was said.
Well, he said one interesting thing that I remember. He said, trying to remember it now. He was just basically like, you know, WifiGospel was like, all of this stuff makes, like every time Peterson brought up something, he would take the thing and be like, wow, this is why we need Christian nationalism. He kept doing that, and I was like, really? Like that's your argument? It was it was pretty bad.
Yeah, the hijacking, like the same way we don't like when people hijack. We don't like when people hijack. I don't know, quantum mechanics or relativity or the Big Bang to make an argument for God. Like this idea of like, oh, this is why Christian nationalism would be bad for America, and you go like, oh no, but that's why it would be good. It's just lazy, and I don't like lazy arguments. Like, make an argument, explain how it would be conducive to the betterment of society, but all they have is abortion and birth rate, which I mean, that Planet Peterson brought up some statistics. I would have liked to see the citation. He could have done that in the presentation. I would have liked to see the citation for when he found the birth rates divided by state and compared them to which ones are majority Christian. And even the majority Christian states don't have the birth rates that they claim would come with their worldview being finalized and realized into power. And I think that is also one of the other great arguments that he made today.
But Christianity doesn't care about birth rates, so it's like, why? And every time I hear a Christian saying that, I'm like, why are you saying that? Christianity doesn't care about those things. Like no Christianity cares about that. Like nothing from the text. It's all just made up stuff. So I'm like, it was weird the way that he kind of passed Christianity. I was like, yeah, this is like your cultural milieu. This is not Christianity. This is your culture that is ascribing itself to be Christian. Yep. And it's weird. I don't get it.
Basil says, just saying the VIP lunch at the bacon will have butter on the buns. Is that not true? Well, apparently this time, because people complained that the lunch was...
it was bad. I was there.
Yeah, it was bad. And so people complained. So James said that it would be actual proper food this time. So hopefully valid criticism. Hopefully they improve on that. Did you get VIP, Isa, or just a regular?
I got VIP, yeah.
Isa is the hashtag VIP. Basil says, for $5, getting closer. I promise I won't time out Mr. Iban. I believe in free speech. But Mr. Iban is also a mod, so you won't be able to time him out. So it's okay. I think that was a great argument from Peterson, really. And yeah, the birth rate, hopefully I get a chance to actually, if they bring up abortion, and given that Ben Thorpe is a theologian, I'll go. We'll play in that field.
Wait. Ben Thorpe, is that the dude who was supporting Palestine?
No, remember we had a debate with the Thorpes? It's Grace's father.
Right, yeah, he was supporting Palestine.
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, he was battling that guy Counterpoints or something. The guy was in the military.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and one they're saying like, should Israel be connected to America? Isn't that the Thorpes?
Hold on, let me double check the after shows. 1 second. Where are Thorpes? Malish. Thorpes. Yes, should the U.S. cut ties with Israel? Yes, correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's probably going to pop up at some point how women are not being held accountable because abortion. And since Ben is a theologian, I might be able to actually go down that route. So, fingers crossed. Well, I don't think we have much left. So, given that it's already late, it's 2 and we're at 2 hour difference. It's like super late for me. We're going to start wrapping it up.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, Wi-Fi dropped the ball again. We will give him points that he did a different tactic and he talked like a normal human. So he gets a lot of points for that. I think Peterson crushed it. I don't think there was really any contest. I don't think Wi-Fi knows enough gospel, even though his name is gospel. I don't think he knows much gospel. He doesn't really know how to tango against religion, and once the philosophical facade runs out, there's not really much substance left. Yeah, Peterson was well equipped. I think he handled pretty much every avenue. We definitely covered. We did pimp some of the argument to make it a little bit better. He could have gotten a grand slam instead of just a home run. He really should have pushed that all the way through and said, "What about heresies?" And I think that would have silenced Wi-Fi Gospel. Wi-Fi Gospel really offered us nothing. So we need better religious debaters or more training on how to debate religion to make it seem sexy, because this ain't passing.
Yeah, we need to sex it up. Proby says, what? It's only 3 p.m. Well, I mean, you live in a place that doesn't exist, so your time probably doesn't exist either. I'm sorry. Proby allows me to joke like that, no problem. Proby is actually my first ever Patreon. He's so cool. So thank you so much. Always been a fervent supporter. So I'm eternally grateful to you, Proby. My final thoughts, yeah, I think Planet Peterson, we nitpicked a little bit. We nitpicked a little bit on the argument, but it in an effort or in the spirit of improving. I don't think that Peterson did anything bad. It's just that little extra detail would have just like driven it home without any possibility of any kind of a rebuttal. Yeah, because the heresies problem, it's bad because you're supposed to punish the heretics. So, and if you want to punish the heretics, but not in the way that the Bible says, then it's not Christian nationalism. It's whatever you feel like nationalism. And that would certainly be worse because we have no way of even basically contrasting it with the book. We have no way of verifying it, right? So I think that would have just driven it so hard. But Planet Peterson did so good. I've been asking Planet Peterson for an interview for like the longest time, and I can't get him to like actually reply to me. But I really hope I can get him to an interview at some point. Basil says for $5, free Basil, free Basil. He's innocent. I mean, the people voted. That's. I mean, I could take an executive decision, but the people voted, so Oh, I wanted to address the other comment. You made a comment at the beginning that I see MDD as a revenue stream. Well, not really. No. I don't get anything from moderating on MDD. I don't get anything from being there. I just like the baits, dude. I just like the baits, and I love that there's a platform that also hosts debates and that allows me to participate in debates, right? I don't even see this channel as like a strict revenue stream. The fact that we make money is nice, but it's not the main course. I do this for fun, and I don't know how else I can actually convince you that that's why I do this. That the day that I don't have fun anymore, I will not do this anymore. It's not about the money, but I guess that I don't have a way to prove that to you, other than just repeating it over and over every time you bring it up. But that's it for today. Before we go, make sure to do the social things like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and just subscribe to Yerba Mate Talks. And that way we can share the love for the channel. Isa, I'll start working tomorrow on getting you that shirt. Do you prefer the logo front or back? Front, right? So if people look at you.
Yeah, it could be front or back, because people see in the back, they'll be like, "Oh wow, look at that! It's Yerba Mate right here."
What the fuck is a Yerba Mate? What the fuck is a Yerba Mate? Is that some kind of obscure sexual kink?
That's hilarious.
Sorry. All right, Isa, always a pleasure. Everyone in the audience, I love you beyond words, beyond belief. So, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for all the support. We have a debate on Friday, and tomorrow we might do. Oh no, shit. No, tomorrow if we do something, it might be like really late because I do have to go do my grocery shopping for the month, and that takes a hell of a long time, especially with the time difference, because it gets a little, just a teeny tiny teensy bit complicated. But if we do something tomorrow, it will be super late, kind of like today, 11-ish or something. All right. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Have a great night, and we'll see you Friday for sure. Maybe tomorrow, more likely than not. But take care. Have a great night.